to an easy cross-legged posture maybe, or sitting on the heels, whatever feels good for you today. Maybe placing your first finger and your thumb together, resting upon the knees. Just rolling the shoulders back and down, and just closing the eyes. So thinking of the back of the neck being nice and long, maybe drawing that imaginary string from the top of the head. And just take a few moments just to simmer and settle into your space today. Honouring this space that you've created just for you, for your yoga practice. Time to check in, time to slow down and to tune in to your body today. So we'll take a brief body scan from the top of the head down towards the toes. Just noticing the body part by part. What's the emotional quality of the body today? How is the physical body feeling? Just noting in your mind maybe, or just feeling that sensation, becoming aware. If there's any points where you're feeling a bit stiff, or there's any pain or discomfort, we're going to take a few deep nourishing breaths into those areas. I'd like you to imagine breathing into that area or those areas, sending that energy down so that that energy is moving, and as you breathe out, imagine any discomfort, any blockages dispersing like a cloud above you, evaporating away. Keep sending that breath down. Moving, continuing down the body, down the hips, down the legs, all the way down to the toes. And now I'd like you to begin to notice the breath. So how is your breath today? How is its rhythm? Is it fast or slow? Smooth or jagged, relaxed or tense? Just noticing with awareness. Now I'd like you to send that breath a little deeper now in towards the belly. So let's place our right hand on our belly and left hand on our hearts. So as you breathe now, if it helps you to visualize, we're going to imagine we're breathing in an ocean of air around us. So imagine a beautiful ocean in front of you. Breathe it in, send it down, that waterfall in your throat, towards the lake in your belly. So sending that breath down, filling up that lake in your belly as you breathe in, feel the belly rising. As you breathe out now, sending the breath from the lake in your belly, waterfall in your throat, back out to that ocean of air. So moving into our abdominal breaths now, sending that breath a bit deeper. And then come back to a natural breath. And then just tilting the head ever so slightly to the left now. We're just going to imagine thoughts in the mind, so any thoughts going on, any busyness in the head, any stories or concerns. I'd like you to imagine you're placing these down one by one, like you're emptying a heavy rucksack, placing them down in your heart space, knowing that the heart is an abundant of energy, elasticity. I'd like you to imagine you're placing a little seed of positive intention. So this might be a seed just for anything you may feel you need a little more of in this moment. Something you'd like to share with others, something you'd like to resonate a little bit more. This may be love, healing, joy, peace. Just see what comes to mind, see what comes to your heart. And just send it down. Now to drop down between the crevices of the rocks. And then bring your head back to center. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, bring the palms of the hands into prayer position. Rub the palms and place them now over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Opening your eyes in darkness when you're ready. Just allow the hands to melt down the face. Opening your eyes in your own time. Lovely. If you have your legs crossed, just changing the cross of the legs. And we're just going to move through the head and neck now. So just turning the head over to the right shoulder. We're going to take a nice deep breath in here. As you breathe out now, drawing a semicircle, drawing the chin towards the chest, all the way round to the opposite shoulder. Moving in your own time with your own breath, there's no rush. Nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. As we move the head from one shoulder to the other, drawing that semicircle through the neck. Wonderful. This time we're going to look across the horizon, so imagining that beautiful ocean in front of you. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, imagine you're scanning the vast ocean for boats, looking across, slowly moving the head from one side to the other. Breathing in as you arrive, breathing out on your journey. Slow, mindful movements. Try not to rush. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, slowly come back to a neutral position. And this time we're just going to look up, so dropping the jaw, looking up. And as you breathe out, looking down, draw the chin towards the chest. Make the back of the neck nice and long. Do that one more time, breathing in as you come up. Breathing, moving the chin towards the chest. Wonderful. This time we're going to move forwards and backwards, so it's bringing the hands onto the knees, taking the chest forward, so opening through the spine. As you breathe out, curling through the back, drawing the chin towards the chest once again. So we're curling through the spine, forwards and backwards, just making a bit of gentle movement through the back, through the spine. And then we're going to make circular movements. So moving one hip to the other. Bringing the hips forwards, heart space forward, then backwards, moving in the opposite direction when you're ready. Lovely. So when you're ready, removing the block away from you, we'll come to lying down. So releasing through the spine, keeping a block or firm cushion nearby as an optional support. We're going to come into a full body stretch, so lengthening through the arms, through the legs. Lengthen and stretch as far as you can, make the body as long as you can, pointing the toes, lengthening through the fingers. Just keep lengthening, keep stretching as you breathe. Feel that wonderful length through the body. Breathe in to lengthen and stretch. As you breathe out, just release the arms, release the legs. So like a piece of elastic being pulled one side to the other, we're going to breathe in to lengthen, and as though someone's just released that piece of elastic, we're just going to release the body, keeping the arms overhead. A couple more times. in your own time, with your own breath. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready now, rotating wrists and ankles. So moving slowly and mindfully. Rotating in one direction, then the other. And then we're going to banana the body over to one side. So shuffling the feet over to the left corner, taking the upper body over to the left. Trying to keep that right hip down if you can. If you're tight in the shoulders, just drape the arms overhead. And breathing there. Feel that wonderful stretch through the psoas muscle that runs through the waist. And when you're ready, we'll do the same on the other side. So shuffling feet over to the right side, upper body over to the right. And again, just breathing there. Gently lengthening and stretching through the left side of the body. Breathing light and space into the ribs, to the hips, to that psoas muscle. If you feel any tightness, take a few nourishing breaths here. Wonderful, guys. Coming back to center when you're ready. Breathing in to lengthen and stretch. As you breathe out now, we're going to flex the feet and draw the arms down towards your sides. So moving in your own time with your own breath. Breathing in, point the toes, take the arms overhead. And breathing out, palms facing down, draw the arms down slowly and mindfully towards your sides. Again, no rush. Take your time here, find your flow. Breathe in all the way to the end of the inhalation before you begin to exhale, really tuning into the out breath. As you breathe out, push. It's as though you're pushing the breath out with the hands. But you're just very lightly drawing the arms down. Wonderful. One more time, breathing in to lengthen and stretch. Feel the breath all the way down towards the toes. Lovely. And as you breathe out now, we're going to bend the knees, drawing the feet down towards the ground. If you wish to, you can take that support, that block between the knees. This is optional, just to keep the knees equidistant apart in line with the hips. So just do what feels right for you, completely optional. If you want to, you can place a bit of pressure between the knees so that you're engaging the leg muscles. And then bring the hands down towards your sides. So we're going to just move through the hips, tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. So as you move from the hips, we're going to tilt that pelvis in towards you and then tilting the hips away as you breathe. So imagine your hips like a warm bowl of water, or almost like a little boat. And imagine that boat is rocking forwards and backwards. And imagine this build-up of energy, and this boat is going to rock even more as you begin to lift the hips up away from the ground just a little bit. And then breathing back down, tilting the pelvis away from you. So you're going to build up a bit of momentum each time, raising the hips up a little bit more. Just make sure you don't move your head and neck in this position to turn to see what I'm doing. Just listening to your body, trusting your intuition here as you move, generating a bit more movement with each breath, coming up a couple more vertebrae. As you breathe back down, feel the spine, feel the vertebra being placed down towards your mat. So in effect, you're getting like a little back massage as you do this. Feeling the spine reconnecting and peeling away as you breathe in and up. Peeling back down as you breathe out. Reconnecting with the earth beneath you. Vertebra by vertebra. Moving in your own time with your own breath. If you wish to, as the hips come up now, you can take the arms up and over the head, as we did before, with the legs straight. So breathing in to come up, lift the hips. As you breathe out, draw the spine down, vertebra by vertebra, and draw the arms down simultaneously, same time as the spine. Moving in your own time with your own breath. Raising the hips, raising the arms. At the same time, feel that wonderful extension through the back, through each and every vertebra, and then peeling them back down. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, we're going to take the support, the block, and place it under the hips in a supported bridge. So just making sure that your block or your foam cushion is placed between the sacroiliac dimples, so you can just have a little feel where these little dimples are set in your body. So maybe not quite on the bottom knee, maybe not quite on the lower back, but just that space in between. You should feel relatively comfortable here. If it's really uncomfortable, you can place a blanket over the block and just chucking the chin in towards the chest. Taking a few breaths there with the hips raised and supported. This posture here really helps with the thyroid and the throat, with also helping to cleanse the lymphatic system. If you feel prone to coughs and colds as the seasons change, it's a wonderful position, lifting the hips above the heart. In fact, any position where the hips are above the heart, this helps. So just breathing there. Imagine that energy flowing down through to your throat. You may even find you take on a ujjayi breath, the ocean breath, where it's almost as though you're imagining you have gills at the side of the neck. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, but narrowing the glottis ever so slightly to make that sound of the ocean through the throat. Couple more times. Breathing that ocean breath. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, if you have your block up, just turning that block down into its lowest setting, or staying on your firm cushion if that feels good for you. We're going to take the legs up into waterfall pose. Raising the legs. This is a wonderful position if you feel the body slightly overheated due to the weather, or maybe menstruation, menopausal symptoms, whatever's going on in the body. You just need a bit of cooling down. And even if you spent a long day on your feet, this is a wonderful posture here. Supported waterfall posture, just breathing there. And then when you're ready, lowering the feet down, lifting up through the hips, releasing the block away. We're going to hug the knees in towards the chest, hugging the knees in, gently rolling from side to side. Lovely. So from here, we're going to cross over at the ankles and we're going to rock and roll through the body forwards and backwards to come up to sitting. Now, if you feel that's going to be a bit too much for you today, or your back's feeling a little bit weak, whatever's going on, just turn onto one side and come up. If you're happy to, coming up here, wonderful, and just making your way onto all fours. So making sure that you're comfortable here, maybe taking a bit of support under the knees if you need to today. And if there's any issues with the wrists, you can make fists with the wrists or come down onto the forearms. So just do what feels right for you. Making yourselves comfortable here, spreading the palms. And we're just going to rock the hips from side to side. So we've really moved through the spine. We're making that subtle movement moving that energy, moving out any blockages through the spine today. So this is a wonderful posture. Again, for the back, for any nervous energy which runs through that back, through the spine. So when you're ready, we're going to do a few cat-cows. So rotating the shoulders away from the ears, opening the heart space, looking up. As you breathe out now, drawing the hips under, drawing the chin towards the chest, rounding through the back. So moving in your own time with your own breath, breathing in, opening the heart space, breathing out, curling and tucking under. So if you feel there's a bit of niggling in the back, you don't even need to collapse in the back quite so much. You can keep that area of the tummy slightly engaged as you open through the heart space. So not going to your full extent as you breathe in, just keeping that back supported slightly so you're not collapsing in the spine. And as you breathe out, curling as you do. Wonderful, guys. Now we're going to move the hips in a clockwise position, closing the eyes here maybe, just generating a bit of movement through the lower back, softening the elbows, moving one direction then the other. Lovely. Then we're just going to look over one shoulder and then over the other shoulder, and then dropping back into a child's pose. So you can keep the knees wide if you wish to, keep the toes together. If you're tight in the shoulders, making a triangle with the hands, or you can bring the hands back towards the feet. Closing the eyes. If there's any stiffness in the hips or tightness in the legs, you can take a blanket or firm block under the forehead just to release any tension through the hips. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, we're going to come onto our bellies, releasing the hips down. We'll come into a few back stretches. So placing one hand on top of the other, drawing the chin down. We're going to just simply raise opposite arm, opposite leg, and then lower back down. Breathing in to prepare. As you breathe out, raising opposite arm, opposite leg, and lowering. Moving in your own time, with your own breath. Lovely. This time, we're going to take both arms out and beside us, so elbows drawing back in towards the waist, and then lowering down, stacking one hand on top of the other. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out, drawing the arms back, and lowering. Moving in your own time with your own breath. Wonderful, guys. Coming back onto all fours when you're ready. And we're going to come into a downward dog. So in your own time, tucking the toes under, we're going to push through the legs. Giving the head a couple of yeses and nos. Pushing through the hands, maybe bending one knee then the other. Walking the dog here. A bit of gentle movement. And just resting here, taking 3 nourishing breaths in your downward dog today. Wonderful, guys. Bending one knee, then the other. You can walk, step, or jump the feet towards the hands. And then bending at the knees, allowing the body just to rest over the thighs. We're going to bring the hands to opposite elbows and drop the head. Releasing the hands when you're ready. Bringing the feet a little closer in towards one another. Bring the hands to the shins, nice flat back. Imagining now you're carrying a tray of cups on your back. And then lowering back down, bring the hands towards the back of the leg this time, bending at the knees slightly if you need to. Into your forward fold. Wonderful, guys. Bring the feet a little further apart once again. Bend at the knees. We're going to slowly come up vertebra by vertebra through the spine. Coming up when you're ready. If you wish to, you can grab a little glass of water. And come into Tadasana when you're ready. So feet hip distance apart. Rotate the shoulders away from the ears. And just standing in your mountain posture. Maybe spreading the toes, the little toes down, moving the toes one by one, big toes last. And then just drawing the weight in towards the toes, take the weight over to one side, back towards the heels, over to the other side, then finding your center here. Imagine those roots connecting deep down with the earth beneath you. Opening your heart space as you breathe, feel that length from the feet all the way through the legs, through the spine, through the back of the neck, top of the head and beyond. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, opening your eyes. We're going to interlock the fingers, turning the palms away. Take the arms up in line with the ears. And if you wish to, you can come up onto the tiptoes from here. And as you breathe out, turning the palms down towards the top of the head, relaxing the shoulders. Smiling to yourself as you do, breathing in to come up. Stretch and lengthen through the spine. And bring it back down, palms towards the top of the head. Lovely, keep going. Move in your own time with your own breath. Feel that wonderful stretch as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, coming back down, lovely. Giving the shoulders a little shimmer and shake, turning the palms away from you, so the palms up towards the ceiling or sky. Take the feet a little wider. We're going to draw the hands towards the shoulders. We're going to bend at the knees, bend at the elbows, drawing the elbows up as you breathe in and out as you breathe out. Breathing in to come up, breathing out. Breathing in, think of drawing in positive new energy for your day ahead. Breathing out any negativity, anything that's holding you back. Breathing in to come up, breathing out to release. A couple more times. Lovely. One more time. Beautiful, well done, guys. So we'll move in the opposite direction now. So think of drawing your elbows behind you. Elbows come up, breathing in and breathing out. Couple more times. Your own time with your own breath. And then release. Lovely. We're going to bring the feet a little closer, take the arms up into a swaying cypress tree. Over to one side, breathing in. Over to the other side as you breathe out. Moving in your own time with your own breath. Lovely, shimmer and shake. Release any tension through the wrists and just grabbing your belt or a strap when you're ready. So taking the arms wide, take the feet a little wider, heels in. We're going to take a nice deep stretch in as the arms come up and breathing out as the arms come down. So making sure that when you do this that your back isn't overarched. So you're creating a bit of support here in your core to support the lower back and spine. Breathing out as you come down. Wonderful, guys. This time we'll make a twist so the arms come out in front of you. And then we're just going to twist over to one side from the upper body. Lengthening through the legs, come back to center when you're ready. Breathing in and breathing out over to the other side. Moving in your own time with your own breath. Coming back to center. Shimmer and shake the arms, coming up once again as you breathe in, and just drop right hand behind you. So release the grip of the belt slightly. You can bend the knees here if you wish to. Again, keep the area of the tummy lightly engaged, the hips lightly tucked under to support the spine so you're not collapsing in the back. Come back to center, do the same over to the other side. Wonderful, guys. Releasing the legs, release the arms. So we're now going to fold the belt once, then twice. And we're going to take the arm up. So take your left arm up, bend at the elbow so that you're reaching towards the back. And then we're going to swing that left hand back to reach the belt. So again, try not to arch in the back. We're going to come to an imaginary seated posture as though you're sitting on a stool in front of you. Keeping that top elbow far away from the lower elbow. Lovely, breathing there. If you wish to, you can cross one ankle over the other, so you can cross the opposite elbow, the opposite knee even. And then come back to center, lovely. Shimmer and shake the arms, swapping the belt over, take the belt in the right hand, bending at the elbow, again reaching, and if you wish to, crossing the opposite leg over as you breathe. Find a spot to gaze at in front of you if you feel a bit wobbly. Wonderful, guys. Release the shoulders, release the arms, release the neck. When you're ready, coming onto the front of your mats, feet hip distance apart, we'll come into a few warriors now. So into our warrior one. You can keep your belt if you wish to. So keep the feet hip distance apart, keep the belt in the hands, or if you don't have your belt, don't worry. We're going to step that right foot back. So right foot in line with the right hip, left foot in line with the left hip. Try not to become like you're walking on a tightrope. Just keep that hip distance apart. And then we're going to bend that back knee. So again, as we've said before, rather than collapsing in the lower back, just engaging lightly this core area to support the spine. Bending both knees and just taking the arms up. So with the arms up, you can turn the wrists in towards one another, so you're creating a little bit of traction with the arm muscles. So you should feel quite stable here. You should feel like you're actively working the leg muscles a little bit, your tummy muscles a little bit, and the arms. So you're not just collapsing into the posture. This is a strong, active posture that helps you feel supported and grounded as you breathe. Wonderful, guys. I'm going to come into a warrior two now, so if your belt is long enough, mine isn't, you can take the belt round behind you, or just allow the belt to drop down as you come into your warrior two. Release the belt if that's not doing anything for you. And just breathing there into your warrior two. Stable and strong. Drawing the elbow to the knee. Take the top arm up and over, so releasing your belt now. As you lengthen, for that wonderful stretch through the psoas muscle. Lovely, we're going to come into Trikonasana now. So coming up, lengthening the front leg. So if you have a block nearby, if you feel you need a bit of support, you can keep that block towards the instep of that left leg. But if not, you can come into your Trikonasana when you're ready, taking the arms wide and imagining now that there's a table, a high table in front of you that you're going to reach over towards. So we'll just make that bit of movement before we go anywhere. So keep the legs as they are and just moving, shuffling from the hips. Now coming forward from the waist, reaching as far as you can, then lowering that hand down. So you're trying, don't worry about collapsing the hand down towards the floor of the foot, just bring the hand to wherever is comfortable or to that block and take the arm up. So try not to compromise the posture by bringing the hand down and sticking that top hip out. Just take the hand wherever's comfortable. And again with the head and neck, just keep the head forward, or you can look up if that's available to you, but no stress or strain here. Wonderful, guys, keep breathing there. Bend the knee when you're ready, coming back up. We're going to step the right foot forward and we're going to come into a warrior three now. So into our superwoman, superman posture now. We're going to step that right foot back once again and we're going to bend that back knee. As you breathe in, we're going to take the arms wide. You can watch me to begin with if you want to, or just join in when you're ready. So breathing in, arms wide. Breathing out, we're going to take the weight forward, pushing on the back toes. So breathing in, arms come wide, lengthen the front leg, bend the front leg as you come forward. Breathing in, building up a bit of momentum. Then when you're ready, you can push off from that back foot into your warrior three. So your palms are facing one another. The back foot comes back. You can bend that front knee if you want to, reaching forward. Breathing there, guys. Well done. Lower the back foot when you're ready. And release, shimmer and shake, arms and legs, head and neck, ready to do the same on the other side. Lovely, guys. So in your own time, feet hip distance apart. You're going to do the same on the left. So drawing that left foot back into your warrior one. So again, if you have your belt, you can take the arms up, you can bend that back knee, you can turn the wrists in towards one another. Bending both knees, again lightly engaging the tummy muscles to support the spine. Lovely, warrior two, turning the back heel. If you want to include the strap, you can. Make sure that front knee doesn't collapse in. We're just releasing the belt now. Looking over the front hand in your warrior two. Stable and strong, knowing you belong. Back hand to back leg, reverse warrior. Top arm comes up and over the ear. Into a wonderful reverse warrior. Feeling that lovely stretch between the hips, the upper body, that psoas muscle. And then we're going to draw elbow to knee. Top arm reaching and lengthening. Wonderful. Bring the hand back to the hip, straighten that front leg. Coming into our Trikonasana now. So again, take the arms wide. And again, just shuffling, reaching as though you're reaching to a high table over the other side now. And then when you're ready, lowering the hand down to the shin, the foot, the block. Spreading the top hand, spreading the palm. And breathing there. Well done, guys. Bending that front knee when you're ready, slowly coming up. Walking or stepping the feet back in towards one another. And we're going to come into our warrior three now. So when you're ready, that left foot is going to come back. Bending both knees, we're going to take the arms wide as you breathe in. As you breathe out, drawing the weight forward into the front foot. So staying on the backs of the toes, breathing in. Lengthening the front leg, breathing out, bending. Breathing in to lengthen. As you breathe out now, drawing the weight off that back foot into your warrior three. Bending that front knee if you need to. And then stepping back. Releasing through the shoulders, grabbing a glass of water if you need to. Wonderful, guys. Doing so well. We're going to make our way down. So if you wish to, coming towards the front of your mats, taking the arms out in front of you, coming onto the tiptoes and slowly bending the knees, coming down into a bit of a squat. If this is too much, come down when you're ready, just to seated. But if you're okay in a squat, if you feel happy here, you can come into your squat. So be mindful of the back, as I said. If you can come into squat and you want to use a bit of support, you can take a block under the bottom here, lowering the feet down and bring the palms of the hands together between the knees. Relaxing the facial muscles, breathing there. Gentle stretch through the hips, lengthening through the spine. Wonderful, guys. Releasing the block away from you. Taking the feet nice and wide now, as wide as your mat. And we're just going to draw the knees from side to side. Easing out through the lower back and spine as the knees come over to the right. Keep that right hand down and draw the left arm up in line with the ear. Finding a bit of flow here, draw the knees back to center, over to the other side. Sweeping right arm up and over in line with the ear. So again, you're feeling that lovely stretch through the spine. You're getting that nice seat stabilizer going on. So any sacroiliac, sacral energies going on. Any discomfort in the hips or lower back. This is a really wonderful flow. Just to release any stagnant energy through the lower back and spine. A couple more times. Wonderful, guys. When you're ready, coming onto your backs, releasing through the legs. You're going to hug the knees back in towards the chest. Holding the knees in towards the chest for a few moments and rocking from side to side. We'll come into reclined tree posture now. So take the arms overhead and we're simply just going to bend at the right knee, bringing the foot towards the left straight leg. Breathing in, flexing that left foot, bring the palms of the hands together. And then slowly draw the heel of the hands to the crown of the head. So your right knee is bent as though you're stood in tree. Your left foot is flexed as though you're stood in the ground, and your arms are just draped over your head, or your fingertips or palms might be lightly touching, but no stress or strain in the shoulders here. Breathing there. The same on the other side when you're ready. So lengthen and stretch, rotate wrists and ankles. As you breathe out, now bending that left knee, so the left foot's towards the right leg, flexing that right foot, and again draping the arms overhead or lightly touching with the fingertips, flexing that right foot as though you're stood on the ground, and just breathing there. Lovely, guys. Lengthening and stretching once again. And we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bringing both soles of the feet together. Maybe lift the hips up and slowly place them back down. So your knees are apart, your arms are draped by your sides, or maybe in your Yoni Mudra, that's triangular mudra with the hands resting on the belly between the hips. Whatever feels good for you. If you feel tight in the hips, you can place a couple of rolled up blankets or cushions. Really tuck them under the hips. Do what feels right for you. Breathing there. taking the hands either side of the thighs, draw the knees in towards one another and take the feet wide. So again, this may feel really good for you if there's any issues with the back, with the spine. Breathing there. When you're ready to release both legs, coming down into Shavasana now. So again, any issues with the lower back, you might feel more comfortable to take a rolled blanket under the knees, or keeping those knees bent with the feet wide can also feel really good here. So just closing your eyes, breathing, releasing the spine down into the ground beneath you. Breathing in through the nose, and as you breathe out, releasing any unwanted tension with every exhalation. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow the breath to pour from the lips. Maybe imagining that golden thread of bread pouring from the lips. Soft, gentle exhalation, letting go as you breathe out. In your own time, taking a few deeper breaths, maybe in through the nose, sighing out through the mouth. Wiggling fingers and toes. When you're ready, placing right hand on your belly and left hand on your heart. Noticing the rising, falling of the breath. Maybe bringing your attention back to that intention you made at the start of the practice. Maybe imagining that intention like a beautiful lotus flower in your heart space, blossoming and blooming, breathing in its beautiful fragrance. And as you breathe out, just wriggling fingers and toes, taking your arms overhead, lengthening and stretching through the whole body, rotating wrists and ankles, one direction then the other. Breathe in to lengthen and stretch. As you breathe out, slowly draw the arms down back beside you, bending at the knees, maybe coming up into a mini bridge just to lift the hips, make a bit more space in the spine as you bring the spine back down, and then hugging the knees in towards the chest. Breathing there, taking a gentle rock, maybe from side to side. Bring the knees over to one side. Resting here for a few moments. Turning the palms down towards the ground. Slowly bringing yourselves up to a comfortable seated posture. Taking a few moments here, observing the breath, observing the body, noticing how you're feeling now, without judgment or expectation. When you're ready, we'll bring the palms of the hands to the heart center as we end the practice with a chant of Om together. So when you're ready, taking a nice deep breath in. Om. Rubbing the palms of the hands and placing them over the closed eyes, shoulders down. Opening the eyes in darkness when you're ready. Allow the hands to melt down away from the face. As you open the eyes, bringing the hands to the head for the right thoughts, to the mouth for the right words, and to the heart for the right intentions.